greatest wealth is health. These words remind us that, as we step into our 60s and beyond, every choice we make about what goes into our body becomes a direct investment in our strength, independence, and joy. Good morning everyone. Today, I want to take you on a small journey into a simple but powerful part of our diet. Nuts. At first glance, these little snacks may seem ordinary, but as Dr. William Li and many health researchers remind us, nuts are far from ordinary. They are nature's capsules of vitality, and yet, not every nut is our friend as we grow older. Some can truly nourish us, while others can slowly drain our strength. When we talk about food, we often reduce it to calories, fat, or sugar. But food is not just numbers, it is life in physical form. It carries energy, memory, and even wisdom. Each bite we take is not only feeding our body, it is shaping the quality of our days. Among the many foods that carry this silent power, nuts stand out as little guardians of health, especially in our later years. They are small, yet within them rests the ability to strengthen our hearts, sharpen our minds, and keep our bones steady beneath us. Let me begin with a story. An elderly man once told me, when I was younger I thought health was about strength. Now I realize health is about freedom. He meant the freedom to rise from a chair without help, to walk to the market without fear of falling, to remember the faces of his grandchildren without hesitation. This kind of freedom is the true wealth of our later years, and what we put into our bodies day by day becomes the foundation of that freedom. Nuts, though small, can be part of that foundation. You see, walnuts are often called the food of the brain. If you crack one open, you will notice that the nut itself looks like a tiny brain with folds and hemispheres. Our ancestors took this as a sign from nature, and modern science supports it. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which nourish the brain and help protect memory. They also support heart health, ensuring blood flows freely, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every corner of the body. Imagine for a moment that your heart is a faithful drummer, beating a rhythm that keeps you alive. Walnuts are like tuning that drum so its rhythm remains steady and strong. Almonds, on the other hand, are like builders. They carry calcium and magnesium, minerals that fortify bones. For those of us in our 60s and beyond, every step we take depends on the hidden strength of our bones. A crack or fracture can change the course of life suddenly. Almonds help shield us from that fate. They also provide vitamin E, a guardian against aging cells, keeping skin resilient and protecting our nerves. Think of them as gentle yet persistent caretakers, quietly supporting you from within. Then there are pistachios, tiny but powerful. They improve circulation and are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two compounds that support the eyes. Our eyes are the windows through which we watch our grandchildren grow, witness the colors of a morning sky, and read the stories that nourish our mind. When sight dims, the world itself feels dimmer. Pistachios keep that light alive. And let us not forget Brazil nuts, a source of selenium. A single Brazil nut can meet your daily need for this mineral, which protects against cellular damage and supports thyroid function. Just one or two no more can serve as a daily shield for the cells that keep you strong. Hazelnuts too come with their own gifts. They bring folate, vitamin E, and antioxidants that strengthen the nervous system, helping you stay calm, steady, and emotionally balanced. So, when I say nuts are nutrient powerhouses, I am not speaking of them as a snack to pass the time. I am speaking of them as small allies, nature's medicine disguised as food. They can help us walk with stability, think with clarity, and live with vitality. But, as in all things, the story is not one-sided. Not every nut carries the same blessings. Some, though tasty, can become hidden obstacles if we are not careful. There is an old saying, what the wise use for medicine, the careless may use for poison. The same is true for nuts. Macadamia nuts, for example, are delightful, creamy, rich, almost like a dessert in themselves. But within their beauty lies a heaviness. They are high in fat and calories. For a body that moves less than it once did, those extra calories may quietly settle in the belly, the hips, the waist. Extra weight, in turn, burdens the knees and the back, making movement less free. The very strength we wish to preserve can be slowed by too many of these nuts. Cashews bring a similar lesson. They are soft and easy to love, but they are high in oxalates, which can strain the kidneys in those who are prone to stones. I recall a gentleman who enjoyed a daily handful of cashews. Over time, he began experiencing sharp, sudden pains. The doctors discovered kidney stones, and his beloved cashews were part of the story. What was once a pleasure became a cause of suffering. Pine nuts are another example. Though nutritious, they sometimes cause a curious condition known as pine mouth, where a bitter taste lingers for days after eating. It is not dangerous, but it robs the joy of tasting other foods. A reminder that even small things can affect our well-being in unexpected ways. Pecans are naturally sweet, and when eaten raw, they do carry benefits. Yet they are often served coated in sugar, baked into pies, or salted heavily. In such forms, the good they offer is buried beneath layers of sugar and salt, which burden the heart and the arteries. It is like a gift wrapped so many times that opening it becomes more trouble than the gift itself. And perhaps the greatest caution of all lies not in the type of nut, but in how we prepare them. Salted, roasted, or coated nuts, whether with sugar, honey, or chocolate, can undo their natural goodness. Excess salt raises blood pressure, while sugar quietly pushes up blood sugar levels, both of which can wear down the body over time. A senior once told me, "I thought I was eating healthy handfuls of flavored nuts every evening until my doctor showed me the numbers." It was a painful lesson, but a useful one. So we arrive at a truth that may sound simple but is not always easy. Not all nuts are created equal. The right ones, in the right amounts, can serve as silent healers. The wrong ones, or too many of even the right ones, can become silent thieves, stealing energy, balance, and independence. The choice, dear friends, rests with us. To choose wisely is to respect the body that has carried us through so many seasons of life. A wise man once said, "When you eat, think not only of taste, but of tomorrow." Let us carry that thought with us. For every nut we choose, every portion we take, is not just about satisfying hunger. It is about shaping the strength of our tomorrow. There is a saying that goes, "Even the sweetest nectar can become poison if taken in excess." It reminds us that what nourishes us in the right amount can harm us when the balance is lost. This truth is particularly important when we speak of nuts. They are, without doubt, gifts of nature, packed with nutrients, yet their very richness demands respect. For too much of a good thing can quietly become a burden on the body. I once met a woman in her 70s who told me proudly, "I eat a big bowl of mixed nuts every evening. It's healthy, so I never worry." But over time, she began to feel heaviness in her body. Her joints ached more than before, and she struggled with restless nights. The doctor explained gently that the nuts she loved so much, though healthy, were adding more fat and calories than her body needed. What was meant to give her strength was now slowing her down. The lesson here is simple. Moderation transforms food into medicine, while excess can turn it into a hidden weight we carry. Nuts are calorie-dense. A small handful can equal a full snack in energy. Our bodies, especially after 60, often do not burn energy as quickly as before. The metabolism slows, and the same portion that once fueled an active day may now settle as stored fat. This does not mean nuts should be feared. On the contrary, it means they must be honored by giving them their rightful place in our daily intake. A small portion, just a handful, can awaken the body, supplying heart-healthy fats, protein for muscles, and minerals for bones. But a bowl, or two, can leave us with discomfort, indigestion, or unwanted weight that strains the knees, hips, and back. Think of portion control as the art of balance. A wise monk once explained balance with the image of a candle flame. Too much oil, and the flame grows wild and smokes. Too little, and the flame dies out. The right amount allows the flame to burn steady, offering light without waste. So it is with the foods we eat. Too much, and the light of vitality is clouded. Too little, and strength fades. With nuts, a mindful handful each day can keep that inner flame steady. There is also the matter of digestion. Nuts are rich in fiber, which is wonderful for maintaining regularity and gut health. But when too much fiber enters the system, the body may respond with bloating, gas, or discomfort. The digestive system, especially as we age, asks us for kindness and patience. When we overfill it, we risk disturbing the quiet harmony it needs. I have heard elders say, "I feel my stomach is talking back to me after too many nuts." Indeed, the body speaks clearly when it is pushed beyond comfort. Listening to it is the first act of respect. Another layer of this truth is the way we consume nuts. Eating them slowly, chewing each bite well, not only helps with digestion but also teaches the mind to be present. A handful of almonds eaten mindfully can feel more satisfying than two bowls eaten in haste. When we honor each bite, we train the body to signal fullness more clearly, protecting us from overeating. This is not just eating. It is a form of practice, a daily meditation in respect for life. Yet portion control is not about restriction. It is about freedom. Freedom from the weight that burdens the knees. Freedom from the sugar spikes that cloud the mind. Freedom from the restless nights that follow heavy eating. When we give our body what it truly needs, not more, not less, we gift ourselves that freedom. This brings us to the deeper promise that the right choices hold, the ability to remain independent, energized, and vibrant as we step further into the years ahead. It is said, old age is not for the faint of heart. But I believe old age can be for the wise of heart, those who learn that small, steady choices today create the foundation for tomorrow's strength. I remember a gentleman who, at the age of 82, still tended his garden each morning. When asked his secret, he smiled and said, "I eat what gives me energy, not what takes it away." He described how he had shifted his diet over the years: less heavy meals, more fruits, vegetables, and a careful handful of nuts each day. His hands, though wrinkled, were strong enough to pull weeds. His back, though bent, was steady enough to carry water. His life was a testimony that small choices, repeated daily, build resilience that no age can easily steal. Energy in our later years is not about doing more, but about doing what matters with steadiness and joy. The right nuts taken in balance supply healthy fats for the brain, protein for the muscles, and antioxidants to fight the slow wear of time. They keep the heart pumping strong, the mind alert, and the bones capable of bearing the weight of our independence. Independence itself is one of the greatest treasures in the golden years. It is the ability to rise from a chair without waiting for help, to open a jar without calling a neighbor, to walk to the park without fear of stumbling. A story comes to mind of a woman who lived alone in her late 80s. She said, "I have no fear of being alone, as long as I can move freely." She understood that independence is not about being without people. It is about being with yourself in strength, and that strength is built with simple, daily care through food choices, gentle movement, and the wisdom to listen to one's body. The choices we make are not only for the body, but also for the spirit. When you choose a small handful of walnuts instead of a salted, sugar-coated snack, you are saying to yourself, "I wish to remain clear-minded and steady." When you stop after a portion, instead of reaching for more, you are practicing discipline, which in turn builds self-respect. These choices ripple outward. They influence mood, confidence, and even the way we interact with loved ones. A body weighed down is often accompanied by a heavy spirit, while a body nourished and balanced carries a lightness that can be felt by everyone around. So portion control, and the wisdom of choosing the right nuts, is not merely about food. It is about shaping the kind of life we live as the years stretch forward. The wise man chooses not for the pleasure of the moment alone, but for the peace of tomorrow. Every small, mindful choice builds a future where we walk with steady steps, greet the day with clear eyes, and meet challenges with the strength of both body and heart. So the next time you reach for a handful, pause and remember, every bite is a vote for the kind of life you wish to live in your golden years. Let your choices be the kind that keep your legs strong, your mind sharp, and your spirit light. As Dr. Lee says, food is medicine. Let's treat it as such.